Hi, I'm Alikan Velji, Creative Director at Alikan Velji Designs. We're thrilled to be teaming up with Bright Custom Homes again on our second collaboration with their new build in North Glenmore Park. This marks our second collaboration with this amazing team, where our first one was 2 spec homes, each with their own individual style and personality. The team at Bright Custom Homes has been so open to our design ideas, making this a true collaboration and ensuring the end result is going to be anything but cookie cutter. At AVD, creating stylish and timeless interiors is key. For this exciting new build, we drew inspiration from Paris and New York and combined the two, and we're calling it Modern Parisian. Think classic European elegance with a modern edge. We're talking statement crown moldings that we've been inspired by with old Parisian apartments, beautifully sort of detailed wall paneling that you see in old sort of heritage homes in New York, and then of course beautifully architecturally inspired fireplaces that bring in a bit of that old world aesthetic, all mixed in with modern, beautiful, natural elements that are going to make this home stand out and be absolutely stunning. Because we've thought out every single detail in this home, from the millwork to the placement to the floor plans, we've really thought of everything before the client even moves in. Now, we've created this beautiful, warm, inviting space to make it feel like it's been there forever, but it's a new build. Now, let me show you all the details. So now here are the finishes that we want to present to you, and we are so excited because they are timeless. They're going to ensure that this home stands apart from all the others and has that AVD stamp of approval. Now, it's the finishes that really sort of give that Parisian modern aesthetic. And, you know, as soon as you walk into the entry, I feel like you should always make an impact. And a great way to do that is through the tile or the flooring choice. And here we have this absolutely stunning black and sort of cream colored faux marble tile. Now this is sort of an elevated checkerboard. It has a gorgeous sort of geometric moment to it, which I think is going to make a huge impact and sort of set the tone for as soon as you walk in the door. Now, when it comes to the powder room, no AVD powder room is complete without wallpaper. I feel like wallpaper just adds so much personality to a space, especially in a small space like a powder room. I think you can really get away with doing something a little wowie-zowie. And so we have this gorgeous organic wallpaper that has these gorgeous blue tones, browns. All of these sort of colors work with everything else that we've chosen in the house. So creates continuity, which I think is very important in any sort of project that we do. There has to be consistency in the house. And you can do that with repeating a lot of the same colors like you'll see. Now for millwork in here, we've decided to do this beautiful sort of cafe au lait color. This is becoming a huge trend in design right now. Not only is it a trend, but I love it so much because it's timeless. It's going to be warm. It's going to be inviting. And we're doing a lot of like these color drenching moments as well, which I think is stunning. So this color is also going to be then repeated throughout other areas in the home again because of consistency, and that's super important. And then when we go into this sort of kitchen and living room area, we've done this beautiful sort of light oak floor. This has a lot of variation to it as well. So again, adding in that beautiful sort of warmth detail. But then when you contrast this with this sort of like medium oak finish that we have on the cabinetry, I think it looks absolutely stunning. And then the perimeter cabinets are going to be painted this beautiful sort of cream color. So again, a bit of contrast. I love two-tone kitchens. I think they add so much interest. And because there is going to be so much millwork in this area, it's nice to sort of break it up with doing a bit of a two-tone moment. The countertops are going to be quartzite actually. And I love this because it has a lot of variation, but it's still really, really soft. You know, I think with a lot of natural stones, they can be a little bit jarring. This one is really soft. It sort of blends in all the colors that are going on throughout the whole space. And then we add texture with this gorgeous custom hood fan detail in plaster. Now plaster, again, you're seeing a lot of. I love it so much because it's so textural and it's super durable for a kitchen as well, which I think is great. So again, a really interesting detail that you can do and that we're gonna do for the hood fan detail. And then the fireplace is going to be concrete. So concrete is a really sort of modern material, but the way that we're going to design this fireplace is going to be in a really traditional way. So that's how we're adding that modern Parisian aesthetic to the whole space. Now, as we move on upstairs, the primary is an area where you really want to have a focus. You know, you want these spaces to feel like they're luxurious, like they're inviting, and also have a lot of design detail. And so we've designed this primary ensuite to be just that, a beautiful retreat. So we start with a marble floor, and this is a mosaic, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. This is then gonna run into the shower as well. Shower walls are gonna clad in a simple sort of rectangular tile. These sort of look handmade, which I love. The dark cabinetry is then gonna be repeated, and then we have a beautiful, beautiful marble countertop that's gonna go on the counters. So for the secondary bathrooms, what we've done is repeated this sort of black and white pattern that we have in the entryway. These are beautiful, classic, timeless designs that have been used for a very long time. So these are gonna go on the floor, but then what we've introduced is a beautiful blue for the millwork. Now, this again is a little different, a little bit more elevated, but I think still neutral enough that I think works really nicely with the palette. And then this beautiful sort of almost checker style moment with like a darker blue and a beautiful cream tile for the shower walls. Now, we didn't want to forget about the basement because this is an area that, you know, is also used a lot, whether it's for entertaining or for kids. We have a beautiful vinyl floor that really works beautifully with the hardwood that's upstairs. This is a vinyl that is, again, going to be super durable. There's a bar down there, so we've introduced a beautiful sort of almost antique style backsplash, a darker sort of cabinet moment, which I think is really nice, and a darker countertop, a little bit more interesting, and then a faux marble for the bathroom. So again, the basement is still gonna feel like it's part of the home, not like it was neglected, and is really gonna make this whole space come together. Overall, you can see in our palette design, we've created something that is not only warm and inviting, but it's also very neutral, that any person can be able to go into this house and want to live there. I want to live in this house because the finishes are so timeless and they're so beautiful.